Some may say this is why I got sick, because I was reading all this filth. And you know what? They're probably right. Hello and welcome to Sammy Reads Interesting Books, where I read interesting books so you don't have to. This episode is our Christmas special. Yay! There's a Christmas tree. Yes, it is Star Wars. Yes, it is Mandalorian. Sue me. I didn't really want to talk about this book because it was kind of weird. I don't understand how we got here. This is by the author Ginger Kane. It is called Holly Gets Elfed. So we start with Holly getting home from a holiday party, and she's like not happy. She is in a bad mood. She didn't have a great time at this party. She throws her keys on the counter and they go flying, and she just says, "Elf me." And at first I was like, what the like, who says that? Who says that? Like, who in their right mind is gonna sit there and say, "Oh, elf me"? Just you wait. That we'll come back to that. She's been having a little bit of a dry spell, one might say. So Holly gets home from this holiday party and she's not having a good time. She's been told for hours about her love life. So she comes back from a holiday party with her friends and they just like laid into her about her dry spell love life, which really, really weird. I don't know if those are the kind of friends you should have around you if they're treating you that way, but you know what? I'm not the expert in friends. That's not my place. I read smut books and talk about them on the internet. Not my place to judge anyone. So they give her this dildo as a Secret Santa gift that nobody's admitting to who gave her the dildo. And as it is described, a gigantic wobbling red and white striped monstrosity of a dildo with a rosy cheek elf hugging the tip of the festive unicorn horn shaped dildo. That sure gives me an image I don't know that I ever wanted. So she's like, dropped this thing on the counter and she's like, I don't want anything to do with this. I'm embarrassed. I'm just gonna sit and I'm gonna watch my holiday shows and I'm gonna just relax for the rest of the night. Fuck those people. They're assholes. This is relaxation time. So she's relaxing and like as she's looking around the room, she's noticing her elf collection because she really likes elves. That's like kind of important to this story. She really, really likes elves. So she's got elves all over her place. So she's pretty into them. She likes them. She thinks they're cute. She's here for the Christmas vibes and the holiday vibes. So she gets up and she's looking around her apartment and she's all of a sudden like, where's the dildo that I left on the counter? Because she left it on the counter. She vividly remembers leaving it there, but it's like disappeared. It's not there. And now she thinks someone's broken into her house and she's going through everything. Like she thinks a ninja broke in. Okay, Holly. Yeah, ninja's gonna break in and steal your dildo. Okay. And she's so convinced that someone's in her apartment now because the dildo's missing. And she has no idea where it went. And she's terrified because she thinks, oh my God, what's gonna happen now? My dildo is gone. Words I've never said before. But this is where things get really fucking weird in the book, as they always do. She turns around after searching and like being the not so smart person who's definitely gonna make it to the end of the horror movie. She turns around and there's just like this man sitting on her couch, completely naked, by the way. No clothing. And she immediately thinks he is the strangest and sexiest thing I've ever seen. I'm sorry, if I were to turn around and there was a naked man on my couch, I think I would throw knives. I don't think I would think, wow, that's sexy. No matter how bad the dry spell is. Like, fucking weird. And she notes that he's not human-like. He's very elf-like. He's got a lot of elf-like features. And she doesn't understand what's happening. Like, she's not fully there at this point to be like, this is real life. Like, this is really happening. And she's so turned on by this. Like, I'm sorry, these women, because I've only read books where the women are the ones like living this moment, they need to get laid more often if this is how they're acting when they're not laid. And here's the worst part. She talks about his, she's talking about his man parts. And it is, as described, enormous red and white striped cock bobbing between his legs. I hate that I read that out loud. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to cleanse after this. This man is an elf. I have to read this from the actual book because I cannot believe that this is real. An erect, licentious, is that how you say that word?
Licentious.
Nope.
Fae, or elf, E-L-F. And now he's like saying, oh, you summoned me for something. And she's like, no, I didn't. I did not say anything. Like, I didn't summon anyone or anything. And I don't understand what's happening. Oh, and by the way, he's so tall his head touches the ceiling. Almost. That's too fucking tall. Now, the magical words that she said, elf me. You say elf me and a fucking ginormous elf fey creature shows up and is ready to fuck you. That sounds like a horror movie. This is, I hate myself for reading this book because he rubs himself across her stomach, leaving a white trail that smelled impossibly like vanilla frosting, making her mouth water. So anyway, he explains the whole process and what the expectations are and how elf me are the words that'll send them into this sex-crazed state together. And all she has to do is say them again. So what does she do? Like any sane person, she says elf me and they fuck. That's the short version. So they're doing the do. He's doing things and trying to be sexy, and I'm uncomfortable again talking about this. And all of a sudden she's like, wait a minute. There are things touching me in too many places. Excuse me, what is happening? Did he grow more arms? He grew more arms. He grows arms. How many arms do you want to know? He had grown 4 more arms. There were 6 arms and a dick. That sounds like the start of a bad joke. She's thinking this has to be a dream at this point. There's no way this is real because now he's like, I'm gonna do things with my tongue. The way that the tongue action is described is disturbing, and I'm not going to repeat it because I have some morals, okay? So she falls asleep after getting stuff done with his tongue. And wakes back up, and then they have a little moment of chit-chat. He has horns out of nowhere. The elf has horns, and they are described as candy cane horns. 2 arms behind his head as candy-striped horns sprouted from his temples, curving around and looking around like a ram. I almost said a lamb. That would have been fucked weird. Great, just when I thought things couldn't get any hotter, ma'am, you need to seek therapy. So anyway, we find out that here there are rules to this whole situation. He cannot finish. And when he finishes, it's over. It can only last 1 night. It is only the night of elf me in this short amount of time. And then he goes away for a year. And then next year, apparently he can come back if she says elf me again. Otherwise, she can just use the dildo as usual. But like, where's the fun in that? So now she's doing some sucking. There's no way to keep this even remotely close. Okay. Anyway, so she's sucking his dick now. Okay. She woke up. Now she's sucking his dick. And says that his stuff tastes like vanilla frosting. Please, can anything stay sacred in this world? Can anything be kept okay for any amount of time? Like, what? Now I'm gonna have issues eating vanilla frosting. And now you are too. You're welcome. I gave you that gift. Don't say I never give you anything. And now we know how big he is. 12 inches. Do you know how big 12 inches is? Here, let me show you. This is 12 inches. Where is 12 inches going? Girl, like, why? Ew. Oh. But she's like, you know, the laws of physics and anatomy are very clear, but like, this whole thing's going in. And I'm not gagging and I'm not choking and I don't understand it, but like, I'm so turned on by it that I'm done questioning it. Girl, you need therapy. Therapist. I don't care what kind of dry spell you're going through. Therapist. Repeat after me. Therapist. And then he says, are you enjoying the holiday cheer, darling? They really ruin everything, okay? Everything. And then that's when he announces, much like Christmas, I only come once a year. I would like to bleach my eyeballs now. And while she's having this amazing sex with this elf thing, they came from a dildo that she got from her friends, mind you, she's come to the realization, oh, I didn't need a man. I needed a monster. She's a certified monster fucker. And I'm not here to shame, but monster fucker. Now we get to the real sex, I think. I genuinely think that there has not been real sex up to this point, but I kind of blacked out, which is why I'm constantly referring to the book, because, So at this point, she's like, all right, this is another moment of, like, nothing making sense. I'm gonna take all 12 inches of him down there. Girl, no, you shouldn't take 12 inches down there. That's, ow! So we're almost to the end at this point. Now he's like, we're finishing. I'm finishing, you're finishing, everyone's finishing. I'm not finishing, but they are for sure. Keep in mind, he is inside her at this point, and when he finishes, the book says she could taste the cloying sweetness in the back of her throat as it filled her. That's fucked up. That's fucking disgusting. That is fucked up. I don't care how many times I have to say it and how many times I'll get flagged for saying fuck. That's fucked up. And then just like that, he's like, goodbye until next year, my love. And she's thinking, how the hell am I supposed to fuck anyone after that? The best lay of my life. Like, how am I supposed to sleep with a normal man? You should have slept with a normal person before you chose the monster. But, you know, to each their own. Not my place to judge. Not my place to throw stones. But consider a man next time. Men are gross. Men can be gross. So, like, I kind of get it. Would you believe that there are more books in this series? There's Elf, which is this one. Corked, which is out. Crushed, which comes out on February 14th. And then more. If we collect all the holidays for Holly, that woman will never know peace from monsters again. Just saying. Now, what are my thoughts on this book? Disgusting. I don't want to look at Christmas cookies now. I don't want to look at frosting. I don't want to look at elves. I don't want to look at candy canes. I don't want to look at dildos. I'm not going to look at those anyway. But, you know. And how she's supposed to ever recover from that, I don't know. Because girl's probably not going to walk for 3 days, if I understand how this works. 12 inches, you guys. Remember, 12 inch. Okay, we don't need to be flaccid about it, damn. 12 inches. 12 inches. Anyway, now that we've all been thoroughly scarred for life about Elf on the Shelf, I had to say I had to make it disturbed. I had to go there. Anyway, now that we've all been disturbed by elves and elf appendages, and elves with 6 arms, and candy cane ram horns, and candy cane dicks that shoot out vanilla frosting, I think we can all go take a nap and hope that we never relive this moment again. Because I'm not a better person after reading this. I am 100% a worse person after reading this. And you know what? Maybe that's why I caught 13 plagues, because I read this shit. Was it entertaining? I was entertained. I was entertained. But at what cost? At what cost? And there's more, and I'm gonna read them for each holiday, and I hate that for myself. I hate that I'm here at this point, but I'm gonna do it for you. At least that's what I'm gonna tell myself, because I'm scarred. I'm scarred. That's it. I'm scarred. Anyway, have you read any holiday smut that you want to talk about? Leave it in the comments below. What was your favorite part of my review? Was it the spiraling elf dick that definitely has not been burned into my brain at this point, or are you a normal person who likes things like Christmas trees and presents? Anyway, goodbye!